What's the most morally questionable thing you've ever done but would never admit to in real life? 1. I had an addict uncle who kept getting let out of jail. He was trying to rob Granny's house. I told him I had a one-time job that was 6 hours away. I drove 6 hours away, stopped at a gas station, and gave him $50 to go get snacks. Then I drove off and left him. 2. My boss at a PC repair shop emptied the payroll account to buy himself a brand new BMW, so all of his employees quit. But I decided that if he wasn't willing to pay me in money, he damn sure was going to pay me in inventory, so I walked out with enough parts to build me a new PC, somewhat more than my paycheck would have been, but PC parts don't pay the rent, so I charged a conversion fee. 3. Was working in a warehouse as an order filler. Was all the way in the back of a freezer when I suddenly became very sick to my stomach. I raced as fast as I could to the nearest bathroom, but before I could get all my layers of clothing off, it was too late. I was a mess. I went to my supervisor and tried to gently convey what was going on. His words were, "Just clean up and get back to work." He said this multiple times as I tried to explain why that wasn't an option. Was told I would receive points for leaving. I got so angry at the situation that I took all my soiled clothing, locked it in my locker with a personal lock, and never went back. To whoever had to clean that mess, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. And to my old supervisor, you suck. 4. I wrote somebody's master's thesis for money once. Some poor employer hired that guy who knows very little about anything. I wouldn't do something like that again, but at that time in my life I felt like I needed the cash. 5. When I was 10, I sat next to a boy in class who was stinky and unkempt. His clothes were musty, he had a lot of dandruff, and almost daily he had a boiled egg sandwich. One day I had a bit of an upset stomach and I let off a fart in class. Silent but deadly. When it hit everyone and they smelt it, they assumed it was this boy and started to move away. I moved away with them and pretended it had been him. He knew it was me and I knew he knew, and I never apologized or corrected the record. 6. I deleted the files to a project I had spent the last year working on when I found out that I was going to get let go at the end of the project. Basically, they had hired me to do this project and planned to fire me when they no longer needed me, not that I was actually told this at the time of my hiring. When I got word from other office staff that I was to be let go, I took my company laptop home, and I wiped everything. When they fired me the next day, little did they know, all of that work was gone. They had just the bare bones of the project and had to have someone else completely rebuild it in AutoCAD.